crew member and also the last segment of the space station's truss that will finish off their complement of solar arrays and provide them enough power to do twice the science. Again, that hatch opening for the two vehicles occurred around 6:09 p.m. Central Time as the shuttle and station were flying over the ocean southeast of New Zealand. Now that they're all inside the International Space Station, the crew is scheduled to go through a safety briefing, making sure everybody is ready to live and work safely at the International Space Station while they're there. And then they'll begin almost right away transferring some of the cargo that Discovery brought inside its middeck, as well as the spacesuits that will be worn during Discovery's 3 spacewalks, and the Soyuz seatliner that will mark the beginning of Mission Specialist Koichi Wakata's time as a flight engineer at the International Space Station. Crew's seen here inside the Harmony node of the International Space Station, which is attached on one end to the pressurized mating adapter that the shuttle docks to. This view you can see on the far left-hand side of the screen. Pilot Tony Antonelli. Moving right, Mission Specialist Koichi Wakata. Mission Specialist Ricky Arnold. Mission Specialist Steve Swanson, and Shuttle Commander Lee Archambault. Almost in view is also ISS Commander Mike Fink.
Well, good morning, everyone. Here we are down in the middeck, waking up after a good night's sleep. We all slept really well last night, getting used to our new surroundings, and we'll have a little bit more room down there tonight. Koichi's moved over, and we'll be able to sleep over in the ISS. Getting a nutritious breakfast packed, ready, and still learning to deal with microgravity. But we're all feeling pretty good and been eating and sleeping really well. With an assist. There's our new Expedition 18 crew member, Koichi. He's over having some dinner right now on Space Station Alpha in his new home, but we're so happy to be able to deliver Koichi to the space station, letting him join the new crew, and we're sorry to see him go. We so thoroughly enjoyed having him as a member of STS119, but and you can tell how excited I was about getting into that breakfast this morning as well. As always, you're required to play with your food. There I am cleaning up my act after a couple of days. Makes you feel real good when you can clean up a little bit and feel like a brand new man. Okay, here we're coming up on an OMS burn, and you see the two OMS engines. We're looking aft with the shuttle tails in the middle, and in just a little bit you'll see it start to turn red. And the purpose of this burn, of course, was to adjust our orbit for the rendezvous. This is really an awesome sight, and of course, where we do feel the G, we're kind of pushed against one wall, but it's nothing like Earth's gravity. Not that strong. So as you can see, this is kind of thrilling to see these two rockets firing and the tail of the orbiter turning red. Yeah, this was a 12-minute nose burn, and you're going to get all of it right now. We had a little
malfunction with our bicycle up here, so we had to resort to a couple other methods of exercising. And Joe has to do the guns. That's just a must anywhere he goes.
And that's for the good ACER training.
Right now we are putting the EMUs into the mid-deck for docking. Keep putting them out of the airlock. Here's another one moving on in. They just fit through the hatch, as you can see, but they're easy to move.
Okay, they handed me the microphone for part of the video I didn't even get to see. That was the station looking out the windows. I spent most of the rendezvous in the front. They were working the procedures and helping Brew with the first part of the burns, trying to sneak a few peeks out of the window. But just a fantastic view of the space station as we're rendezvousing. I guess a handful of our burns when we're just over a rev away. Brew hops out of his seat and slides to the back so he can fly the space shuttle from the aft cockpit. I slide over and Joe comes up and joins me for the next several burns as we get a little bit closer before we hand it over to Brew. So here's me in my chance in the left seat and first chance to fly the space shuttle, and it's pretty amazing. You get sensations that just don't capture in the simulator. Just an absolutely amazingly beautiful sight on Space Station Alpha as we got closer for the RPM and the eventual Torva and rendezvous. But really, the pictures or words can't do justice to what this beautiful sight looks like as we get close. And here we are. I'm shooting a laser rangefinder, which is a backup range and closure rate indicator. We got our first hit about 2 miles out, and then it had good luck from that on in. Of course, Tony and Joe are continuing to run the procedures from the front cockpit. Brew and I are in the back. Brew's driving, and I'm providing the various sensor information. And as we get close to the station, Swanee and I join on the aft flight deck and power up the APDS, the docking system, and to help us when we pull up the station and dock to it, it actually captures and pulls the two vehicles together. Okay, we had a successful docking, and then time to open the hatches. Really, certainly the high point of the trip at this point. And looking across the hatch is our friendly space station crew, Expedition 18, and Mike Fink and company. So it was really great to see those folks on the other side of the hatch. So we popped the hatches open, then we had to do a little more reconfiguration with some of our Eclipse systems, and then time for the whole crew to climb aboard Space Station Alpha for the first time on this trip. And now we're in Space Station Freedom. Sorry, Space Station Alpha. Excuse me. And the commander, Mike Fink, is giving us a little welcome and a safety brief. And we shipped Koichi over, and Spanky put him right to work. And he's just finished up his evening, and as Bruce said earlier, he is having a well-deserved dinner. And as we, that's the end of our tape for tonight. But then, our space station crew worked really, really hard on the